Biden administration is gonna relax the restrictions we have on E15. I think we put them in place under the Clean Air Act, I believe, because it has a higher chance of smog production. But since it uses a higher ethanol blend, we can produce the corn, the ethanol here. And if we can produce we could produce the gasoline here, which ends our dependence on foreign oil, and that can bring down gas prices and such. But everything's a double-edged sword. But this might be the temporary band-aid we need to adapt into something better. But either way, people have been arguing for this, like car enthusiasts and stuff, for decades, and now we're here. Let's check this out. This is NPR, Main Public. Biden will ease restrictions on higher ethanol fuel as inflation hits a 40-year high, which is ridiculous. 40, it's probably higher than that, but under the current metrics, it's 40 years high. Under the old metrics, it would be a 15-year high. On a day when inflation hits its highest monthly figure in 40 years, President Biden announced Tuesday that his administration will temporarily allow E15 gasoline that uses a 15% ethanol blend that is usually banned from sale from June to September, to be sold this summer, a measure intended to help ease gas prices. The president made an announcement at an ethanol plant in the small town of Melano, about 50 miles west of Des Moines, Iowa, the country's leader in the production of corn, which is vital to the biofuels. Biden said that move is not going to solve our problems, but it's going to help people, and I'm committed to doing whatever I can to help, even if it's an extra buck or two in the pockets as they fill up, to make the difference in people's lives. Well, you should have thought about that before you canceled the leases and shut down the pipelines and all the other shit that would have made this problem irrelevant. But sure, come out in the ninth hour and act like you're doing things to help. It's just like you lock everyone down and shit, right? And everybody loses their jobs and stuff like that, and then you unlock everyone down, and the jobs open back up, and people go back to work, and you're like, we created 100 million jobs. People going back to their old job is not you creating jobs, but I digress. On Tuesday, the Labor Department reported that consumer prices in March were 8.5% higher than a year ago, the sharpest increase since December 1981. Gas prices are up 48% since last year, in part because of instability in the global market after Russia's invasion on Ukraine. The White House has struggled to get inflation under control after promising that it would slow as the country emerged from the coronavirus recession. Biden put the blame for the gas prices spike on Russian President Vladimir Putin and said progress was able to be made to slow inflation. Yeah, we could have completely prevented inflation if you didn't cause inflation, but I digress again. Biden put the blame for the gas prices spike on Russian President Vladimir Putin and said that but it's not him, it's you. This shit's been going on for 3 years, so it is what it is. I'm doing everything within my power, but it's actually bigger. It's like 40-year high. So this is just an ongoing problem. So stop blaming your enemies. I'm doing everything within my power by executive order to bring down the prices and address the Putin price hike. You mean the Biden price hike? You mean the United States government failure price hike? And it's not just the Biden administration. Like I said, this goes back a while. In fact, we've already made progress since March inflation, minus the last president. I know people don't like him, but gas went... Family budget, your ability to fill up your tank, none of it should hinge on whether a dictator declares war or commits genocide half a world away. Biden admitted that E15 is available only at a few thousand pumps today, but said that the U.S. will invest $100 million in biofuel infrastructure. E15 gas is currently available at 2,300 fueling stations, according to the Department of Energy. The president also said biofuels would help the aviation industry zero out its carbon use by 2050. I mean, how do we have carbonless biofuels? I'm just wondering. Anyway, let me know. Does anybody that knows about this, do we have carbonless biofuels? Let me know down in the comments below. This industry has a role to play in a sustainable energy future, he said, but I'm here today because homegrown biofuels have a role to play right now. right now as we work to get prices under control and reduce the cost to families. What is ethanol? Ethanol is a fuel commonly made from corn that under the 205 federal renewable fuel standard is required to be blended into billions of gallons of gasoline each year. And contrast to E10, which makes up a bulk of gasoline sold in the United States, the sale of E15 is typically banned during the summer under the Clean Air Act because of the air pollution concerns. Why is Biden allowing the sale of E15 gasoline? Because gas prices are fucking skyrocketing and their political fucking approval rating is plummeting, and they have to do something to try and get people to follow the message again. Why is Biden? Gas prices have risen dramatically in the last few months, reaching a national average price of about 4.01 per gallon on Tuesday, and according to AAA, that's down somewhat from last month high, but it's still a considerable jump from last time year when prices were 2.86 a gallon. 2.86 a gallon. That's what I'm talking about. Can we go back to that? Analysts attribute much of the increase to turbulent oil markets in the wake of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, which the U.S. does not import much oil from Russia and has now banned its import. It's a major global supplier. It is a major global supplier, but not for us. Our problems, like, it is like we don't really do that. But so it's like, is that really our problem? Is that really our problem, Joe Biden? I don't think that's our problem. I think you're a problem right now, and just most of the establishment politicians in general.
Winning? No. You suck!
We need we need to provide everything that we need. Like why we need to be depend. We shouldn't be dependent on anyone for our own needs. Everything we need or require that can be made here should be made here. I'll say that again. Everything we need or require that can be made here should be made here. It should already be made here. We should not be dependent on anyone else for the things that we actually need and require. Now, some of the extra luxury items that we want or don't need, that's another story altogether. We can open trade discussions for that. We can make some things that are easy to make here. They can make some things that are easier to make there, and blah blah blah. Blah, and we can reach an agreement. But right now, we live in like the Hunger Games, where we're producing oil here, and we're producing food here, and we're producing tea here, and any one of those systems fuck up, and we get royally fucked in the ass, and we need to unfuck that. We need to unfuck that immediately. And this is a step in that direction. But it may be too late. It may not be too late. But it definitely needs to be done. I'm just fucking saying. Thank you for checking out this clip of my Thought of the Day podcast. You can catch this podcast every Tuesday through Friday at that'sonpoint.info by 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because that's how winning is done. New clips go out daily, and we can't do this without you, so we appreciate your support. With that being said, consider joining for $5 a month, and you get early access to the uncensored version of this, early access to our weekly That's On Point podcast, and access to exclusive content only for members. All the money that we receive is going to go funnel back into this to hire more journalists and do more things for you guys, because that's how winning is done. It really is. We got a merch store and stuff. You can help there, and if you can't help via money, you can always just leave a comment, and share this out there, because that helps us more than you can immensely know. That's the best way to help. Just leave a comment, and share. And if you're listening to us, leave a review. Leave a good review. Help us boost us in the podcast ratings and get us up there, because that's how winning is done. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.